Okay, so yeah, Dojin Day time. Let's find the Kiara one. Oh, is the Kiara one not available yet? Looks like the Kiara one isn't unlocked yet, and it'll probably be unlocked later in the event then. Sorry, chat. We'll have to do the other one I translated instead. Which would be, we can't summon this one right here. Boop. Boop. So the title is roughly, we can't summon you.
Good morning, everyone. Our doujinshi has arrived from the printing shop.
All right then, if you'd please allow me to break the seal, and there. Yeah.
Oh, you've made something quite cute. It is, but... I mean, it is, but... Since I'm free from the high pressure, let me take a nap. I feel like I lost the high tension from the night. Is that alright with everyone? An ordinary hero meets various heroines and deepens his bonds with them. This is a rather big genre known as the love comedy. It's a composition that incorporates the premises of the East and the West. It's an attractive pattern. It really gives a sense of stability, like traditional performing arts continuing from days of old.
Chad, that line was a pain in the ass to translate, by the way.
According to my research, this is like a straight pitch in baseball. When it comes to the manga genres, you can't talk about the most basic of the basics without this. So it's really nice.
Well, a love affair is an element in any classic story. Or at least I feel like it is, anyway. Alright then, it's about time we go head to the venue. Good old obscure kanji usage. Actually, it wasn't really obscure kanji for the most part. It was just big words I don't know at all. Presented in an interesting fashion. 9 a.m. Servant Fest begins. I'll be heading over to the coffee shop over there for a bit. Anything for a shortcut to those beautiful maids.
How negligent. That's not observation, that's just him trying to pick up girls. Well, I'll also be leaving for a bit. I'll leave this place to you guys. I may have drawn this, but if I watched someone read my love comedy right in front of me, if they were to start grinning or burst out laughing, I'd do hane them, you know? Even if there was no malice behind it. Anyway, that's why. I'll be disappearing from this venue. I'll be disappearing to keep this venue from turning into charcoal. Do well here. So, she's unexpectedly a shy person, huh? Well, it can't be helped. Alright, let's do our best as sales girls.
Good morning. Ooh, this somehow has a popping cute feeling to it. I'd like one copy of the new issue, please. It's a pretty wholesome love comedy, by the way. There's not much colorful content to it. No, it's all good. That would make it an erotic comedy, right? Since this is a pure love comedy, the heroine herself is gonna be real moe. Dead word. I'll get the pleasure of imagining what'll happen in the future. But then again, if you can afford it, it's alright to draw a spin-off or something like that, you know? Blackbeard casually telling us to make a R-rated doujin.
This particular heroine, I really sympathize with her. Even though she chases and chases after the gentleman protagonist, he just won't notice her. Instead, he's crazy for some blonde. No matter how I think about it, the protagonist should be together with this kind and beautiful girl. Anything else is just too painful to think about. And if he were to even go so far as to do things like lying, then in that moment I'd... Ksha!
Whoa. You'll burn the book.
Excuse me. Anyway, this green-haired heroine is so cute. She's definitely my favorite. I would very much like to support you. And if this ends with a lover's suicide, then I suppose that's that. Well then, please give me 3 copies, including the ones that were burnt. I thought this kind of thing was prohibited. Oh? It would seem that I'm mistaken. This older dark-haired heroine is trying to protect the protagonist with her motherly tendencies. This is quite the heartwarming story. There wouldn't be any educational issues even if you were to let a child read this. You should obediently do as the older heroine says. You should go to bed and bathe without any complaints. You can pleasantly remember that this is the true path to happiness. It's also most suitable for moral education, is it not? Then please allow me to have 3 copies for me and my children. This is a heroine who made friends, but due to circumstances had to become separated. And there's something like a long adventure in it, too. But it's definitely not my kind of thing or anything. But even without putting it into words, the protagonist cherished those moments. Not bad. I like this story. I'll acknowledge its value. It's all quite sincere. But, well then, it may be a little extreme, but I guess if you do like this kind of thing, it's what you get. Yeah. There's no helping it. I'll also taking into account a possible adult version. So that's why I'm expecting no less than 10 more volumes. I'm going to put this into the Underworld's library, so let me get about 10 copies of it. It's just about over. So, how'd things go? It's sold steadily. As expected, our noble path is quite strong. The impressions from those who purchased the book in the morning are also coming back. Next should be the Kohai main. Next is the Classmate main. Next will be the Senpai main. Next is the mother main. If there are so many characters, though, it will be troubling, won't it? If you develop one, then you can't develop another. It seems to be very difficult to meet the expectations of all of the readers.
And it's a lot like Jenga, I guess, when the heroines are all piled up like this. Well, it is fun to wonder which heroine's gonna win in advance, though. It's just like another Holy Grail war, huh?
It would be a heartfelt Holy Grail war like never before. But this kind of thing is the peak of difficulty. The more you pile up, the more the weight of the ending leans on the reader and the writer. Maybe this genre was a little too much for us to handle. The next one we do should definitely be a short one-shot after all.
Ah, the difficulties of writing your love comedy when you keep introducing new heroines as love interests. But then, everyone's expecting the main character to pick just one, and the harem route is just a cop-out for a lot of people. Boop. We did it, chat. Oh, you know, I kind of forgot to translate the CE. Well then. Wonder if I should give this a frickin' shot here. Layer cake. Chat. You guys need to be informed that you are cute. You bunch of bakas. Ayaya, ayaya. Give me one sec, chat. I'm pretty much just gonna throw this into a machine for the translation and see what comes out of it. And it'll probably be awful but funny at the same time. Come here, Google Translate. Show me what you got. All right, there we go. I can probably get the first line. A popping and cute school love comedy. The ordinary hero deepens the bonds with various heroines. All right, cool. All right, Google Translate, give me this. The first big paragraph. Let's see what Google Translate has for us. Machine translation based on CG Rascal work? That's basically just a machine translation anyway. One of the inspirational heroines who actually met the protagonist before it reached the point of remorse. That's rough. It seems that he has forgotten the important promise that he had exchanged, even after 10 years of reunion.
Well, I feel like I'm losing it. And I'll have to remind you again, even if I have to take on spirits.
Furthermore, there was the crisis of moving again 2 days after being reunited. So that's Ereshkigal's story. Let me clean that up and make it sound better. So, the first inspirational heroine met the protagonist long before the events of the story. They made a promise to each other, 10 years prior to their reunion. And, let me see. She would say something like, I feel like I've forgotten what I should say. Or I feel like you've forgotten what you said, so I'll remind you, even if I have to scold your spirit. Something like that. All right, second fat paragraph. What's Google Translate have to say? It says, one was the senpai heroine of the house next door, who had taken care of him for a long time. Sometimes strictly severe, sometimes sweet. Its tolerance is over older than older sister. What the fuck does that mean, Google Translate? However, she's scary like a demon when she's sharp.
Well, you got so muddy. Let's take a bath together, just like the old days.
All right. All right. It's mostly basically fine, but then two sentences are awful. So let me look at the kanji. Okay, so to say it more accurately, it would be sometimes strict, sometimes sweet. Her doting is more like a mother than a sister. Geez, Google Translate, you could have gotten that one more right. However, it's scary like a demon if it's sharp. That's a sentence. Anyway, however, she can become scary like an oni when reprimanding. That's a lot more accurate. There we go. Had to look at it for a moment. Okay. Paragraph number 3. Google Translate says, a heroine with a stalker temperament who was drowning at a glance when he borrowed an eaves for a rainy night. The first time I exchanged words that night was when the protagonist felt a sense of discomfort and looked under his bed.
I love you. I told you. When will you submit a marriage registration?
Under his bed? Yes, under his bed. That seems to be actually correct. And did a eaves? What the fuck is an eaves? What is that? I'm trying to find out what part of that is. It's this kanji. Let me see what this kanji is. Oh. It's fucking basically an apartment complex. He rented an apartment. Okay, so it's a stalker heroine who fell in love at first sight when he came to rent a nearby apartment for a rainy night. Or rent a room for a rainy night, I should say. And the first time they exchanged words was when the protagonist felt a sense of discomfort and looked under his bed, where she said,
I love you. Kya! When are you gonna submit a marriage registration?
there we go. Okay, the school had a legend that whatever summoned the goddess of a love brain under a legend tree will come with love. I love Google Translate. It's hilarious. Whatever summoned the goddess of a love brain under a legend tree will come with love. That's a good one, Google Translate. That's spicy. But those who fall in love cannot forgive their rivals. All right, let me see if I can fix that a bit. Boy. That's a toughie. Need a good laugh? Google Translate's got you covered. Okay, so that's just the quotation mark area. So we've got the legend of tree. Uh-huh. It does say love brain in that exact order, which is really weird. But I'm sure I can fix it. Boop 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 boop. Beep 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 beep. When I know. Okay, so instead of brain, it could also just be, thinking about it, memories. That's commonly not used for memories, but it can be. So she could probably be the goddess of loving memories. So essentially, the school legend is that whoever summons the goddess of loving memories under this tree will fall in love. Boy, that was an interesting one to fix for Google Translate. And the last one. And thus the great war of love continues on today. Leaving the goddess who flirted with the bear in heaven today. Interesting. The kanji's certainly right for that. You know what? We'll just leave it like that. Sure, the goddess flirted with the bear. After all, it's probably referencing Artemis there. Neat. Boy, those are really hard to translate from Google Translate. Alright, how did we do this time? Not good enough. Let's skip ahead. That was fun. Sometimes using Google Translate is hilarious and enjoyable. Yeah, this is just Robin saying, so we didn't quite make it. Jolter saying, next time we'll do better. Bam. Alright. That was fun. Good job. Hopefully we'll be able to do the Kiara one next. If we can't do the Kiara one next, then we'll do the Martha one next. Got translation for that one available. Alright. Good times.